Okay guys, that one video I was making a video, it was like 32 minutes. It showed you how to take apart the console. I really apologize. For some reason my app crapped out. I think I made too long of a video because when you start out with YouTube, they don't allow you to make like a real long video at first. So I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible, but not too quick. So I mean like 12 minutes, 20 minutes max. So anyway, so when I took it apart, here's the case, okay? So you can see where the notches are, where the clips are. You can see how there's the clip notches right there. There's the notches in the back right there and in the front. Sorry that you don't see the console get taken apart. I'm gonna make a different video where I take another console apart and just show you how to take it apart. There's the side panels, okay? So we got the non-hard drive side panel. We got the hard drive side panel. We got the face plate right here. We got the RF module face plate. Got the RF module itself. And it's like a USB port right there. Isn't that cool? You got your, I'm trying to get a hold of it while I'm on camera, your eject button. And then finally, as I was just about to start talking to you guys again, the app failed. So I'm sorry that that video didn't get uploaded or anything like that. So that one will never show. So right here, I'm gonna try to flip this upside down if I can. Do you see those two cables? There's a the black, all black one's a SATA cable, and the one next to it is the power. So what I like to do is I like to set the drive down like this, and I'll show you guys here. So I'll put my finger underneath like this, underneath here, and then I put my other finger on top, and I just pull straight up. And as you can see, it's unplugged. So then the other one, I put my finger underneath close as I can to it, and I wiggle it back and forth gently, and just like that, unplug. So here is the first look at a Elite Xbox 60 2007 Elite disk drive, or DVD drive, sorry. So I'm gonna be off camera for a second here. Oh, and another cool thing, you can store your stuff on the case. Just be gentle with your case if you don't want to scratch it up too badly. So this one, I'm gonna do the proper opening. So this one, I use this little flathead screwdriver, okay? You stick it right here, push it in, and pull forward on. Screwdriver, I just gotta, and just like that, she's released. And now I'm gonna show you how it released. On this side, if you look there, see how there's a clip right there? There's a little clip. Focus. Camera's not focusing. Oh, right there. You can sort of see that clip. Oh, it's in the inside right there. So see that little clip? It goes through that hole. So when you're pushing, that's pushing you forward on the forward way there. It's pushing forward on that. When you push forward, it pulls it back, releasing that clip. So this is the fan trap, or fan trout, as lots of people call this. But I call it the fan trap, because that's the honest, real way. Now you can see, we have two fans here. This is a CPU fan, CPU heatsink, GPU fan, GPU heatsink. This, right here, if I can get it close, oh. This is our HANA chip. So this is your video processor. This here is your video sound card. So then you have your GPU, your CPU underneath there. Right here is your NAND chip. Now that's what has the software in it, okay? Right here is your internet processor, the ICS chip. And this one, I still don't know what that's called. We have two thermal fuses. That's what those orange ones are. Got your capacitors. Now those are cap capacitors, and this is our athletic capacitors. Now you got your video RAM right there. Underneath the board's going to be, on this one, is going to be thermal pads. We're going to take those out because those are going to cause this Xbox to crash. Now taking the fan piece off, I usually use a flathead screwdriver, but sometimes you can get away with, yeah, I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. Pulling this out. Now, can I get close enough? See how there's like a little in-groove right here? That in-groove is a thing that connects to this clip. And there's a 3-prong connector. So to take this off, the fan out, I'm going to do a full take apart on this, okay? So you're going to see how this fully gets dismantled, friends. So you just pull up on that, just like so. There's one released. Oh, they both released, but then you put it under this one under here and pull it and it would release that. So never, ever pull this out fast, or you're gonna break those. There's two, I'm gonna show you the pins. There's 2 plastic pins and they break off so easily. Do what I'm doing there. See how gentle I was? And then very carefully lift it up. See right there? See those little pins going down, those circular pins? I can't really point to it, but see that pin that is right where the wires are down below there? That black pin? There's one there and one there. Those break off super easy. So anyway, there's our fans. This has already been cleaned once, so okay, it's being a pain. Come on. There you go. That works good. Look at that. It stored it all. So now we're left with the main board with the heat sinks. So I bet everybody here is very excited to see what it looks like underneath one of these consoles. If you don't know what an Xbox 360 looks like inside. So when you open it up, try to lift it by these, not by anything else. And it, by like anything like you can grab it by the USB port, but I like to, when I'm one-handing, I just grab it like this. I put my hand on this plastic, this metal piece right here, where the RF modules sit. Try not to keep your finger there too long because there's these spiky things and you can really get hurt by those. And I want to save anyone from getting hurt. So then this just lifts up and comes out. And voila. I'm going to point this down at me here. Check that out. See those? Sorry, that's a motorbike again. So right here, these are the thermal pads, you guys. These are actual thermal pads. So what we do is we peel these thermal pads off. Now I'm going to throw these thermal pads out because all they do is cause harm to the console. This is how the 3 red rings happen to the Xbox 360. So those little things right there, those things, they're going in the garbage. Those things cause bad harm. Never do the panty trick, never do the towel trick or stick stuff where the fans are. Take the console apart, just be careful. And I promise everybody that watches this channel, if you do everything right, the console most likely will work. Now, if the console is damaged enough, it may not work again. So here's these X clamps, right? So, taking the X clamps off, I like to do it the old style way. Just stick this inside here and watch this clip here. See, it just released. Careful, I'm going to show you why to be careful. So right there, see how it released? When you're lifting this up, lift it really carefully. Take that off, very careful. Check it out, underneath there, see all those little components? If even one of those breaks off, I mean, the Xbox might work for a while, but it will eventually completely crash and it burns out other stuff. So, try not to break those off. I do know how to solder them back on, which doesn't involve an actual solder iron. It involves a heat gun and a little bit of flux. And you got to clean up the solder pads. So anyway, so let's do one heat sink at a time, shall we? So I put my hand underneath to hold the heat sink, flip it over, take it off. Oh, well, look at this. What? Okay, all right, well, that's weird. I swear to everybody on watching this video, I replaced the CPU grease in this console the last time I had it apart. That is so weird. There's no grease on the GPU. I wonder if there's any on the CPU. Maybe on the second time I took it apart, maybe I forgot to put CPU grease in. Well, that'll overheat it. Well, there's one lesson learned. Always make sure there's CPU grease in there. Okay, so now you just do the same thing with the CPU. You gotta be careful, you know, you don't have to be super gentle, but don't be super rough. Eventually one of these X clamps is gonna release. You don't want to bend it down too far. Lots of other repairs are like, oh, you don't have to be gentle with those. But those repairs are replacing the X clamps with screws and washers. This video, you're using the X clamps again. I mean, you can, do the repair kit if you want to. I'm perfectly fine with that. This is just a video showing you how to take it apart, how to fix the red ring. Okay, there we go. There we are. And then just again, nice and gentle. Again, check out all those little components there. Super delicate. I'm going to turn it this way so you can see them all. So there's an idea on what it looks like underneath an Xbox 360 for the delicate stuff. So I'll point it out here. GPU with the VRAM there, and then CPU. Okay. So now you just lift this up gently. Be super careful. Okay. You don't want to scrape the other side of the board, because if you scrape the board and it breaks tracings. By the way, those heat sinks, the second heat sink, like the CPU one with all those little fine grills and stuff, this one right there, that heatsink is an original heatsink for the CPU. The newer ones are all aluminum like that. So anyway, oh, check this out. So I forgot to put CPU grease in it. Oh, sorry. Camera, I put my finger in front of it. So that one right there is our CPU. So CPU, GPU. And again, you break any of these components off of either of these, the console is not going to work. You have to be careful. This 2007 Elite doesn't have glue around the GPU or the CPU because I removed it to do the repairs, okay? Because I did an actual reball on these. I took the GPU off, put new solder underneath it, did all the good work. Then it got an E74 again, which brought me to the video processor there, and I reflowed that, and I reballed it, okay? This is all done on the second repair. I didn't actually fully assemble the console when I tested it. I still had it apart where I can plug in and check it, and it's still E74'd. So then I took that off and did the work. Then it worked for a while. Then it re-E74'd. So, the video's starting to get long, so I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to make you a part 3, okay? So I'll talk to you guys very soon.